بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. سعادة الأستاذ الدكتور رياض يوسف حمزة الموقر رئيس جامعة البحرين راعي معرض المهن، سعادة السيد رشيد محمد المعراج الموقر محافظ مصرف البحرين المركزي ضيف الشرف لهذا اليوم، سادة الأفاضل ممثلين المؤسسات المصرفية، أعزائنا الطلبة والخريجين والمشاركين، أرحب بكم جميعاً في معرض المهن الافتراضي الذي يقام تحت رعاية كريمة من سعادة رئيس جامعة البحرين الأستاذ الدكتور رياض يوسف حمزة، وبحضور ضيف الشرف محافظ مصرف البحرين المركزي سعادة السيد رشيد محمد المعراج، وبمشاركة مؤسسات من القطاع المصرفي. يهدف هذا المعرض إلى تقديم فرصة لطلابنا للتعرف على القطاع المصرفي في مملكة البحرين والأقسام الرئيسية بالمؤسسات المصرفية إلى جانب التقدم الوظيفي بداخل هذه المؤسسات وفرص العمل والتدريب. واختصاراً للوقت اسمحوا لي أن أقدم فقرات برنامج هذا اليوم باللغة الإنجليزية. Your Excellency, Professor Riyad Yousif Hamzah, President of the University of Bahrain, Event Patron. Your Excellency, Mr. Rasheed Mohammed Al Maraj, Governor of the Central Bank of Bahrain, our guest of honor. Participating students and graduates, honorable guests, welcome to the Career Fair event. We are delighted to host prominent institutions at our event today from the financial sector to engage with our students and share career opportunities and insights. This is an opportunity for our students and graduates to get to know the financial sector better in the Kingdom of Bahrain, as well as the main departments of the banking institutions and the career advancement within these institutions. The University of Bahrain is keen on holding the Career Fair event, and this year's event is being held virtually, despite the circumstances imposed by the pandemic, due to its importance for our students and to activate the principles of partnership with the public and private sector. We shall commence our event with a speech by His Excellency the Patron of the event, Professor Riyad Yousif Hamzah, President of the University of Bahrain. Please join me in welcoming His Excellency.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. سعادة الأخ الفاضل الأستاذ رشيد محمد المعراج الموقر محافظ مصرف البحرين المركزي، ضيف الشرف، السادة الأفاضل ممثلي المؤسسات المصرفية المشاركة، أعزائي الطلبة والطالبات والخريجين ومنتسبي جامعة البحرين. أرحب بكم جميعا في معرض المهن الافتراضي، والذي يشرفنا في هذه النسخة حضور ضيفنا الكريم سعادة الأستاذ رشيد محمد المعراج محافظ مصرف البحرين المركزي، والذي لطالما شرفنا سعادته بحضوره الشخصي لجامعة البحرين في مختلف المحافل، شاكرين ومقدرين تفضل سعادته بقبول الدعوة، مشيدا بجهود سعادته في السعي نحو تحقيق رؤية مصرف البحرين المركزي من خلال تدعيم مكانة البحرين كمركز مالي عالمي رئيسي، ومعبرا عن مدى اعتزاز جامعة البحرين بتفاعله الدائم مع هذه الجامعة في شتى المجالات. إن من أهم الفعاليات التي تحرص جامعة البحرين على تنظيمها سنويا هي الفعاليات التي تتشارك فيها مع المجتمع خبراتها وتجاربها، وإن أهم هذه الفعاليات هي فعالية معرض المهن. هذه الفعالية التي حرصت الجامعة على إقامتها منذ عام 1999 استفاد منها آلاف من الطلبة، هيئت للطلبة منصة مثالية للأعمال المتنوعة التي تزخر بها مملكة البحرين، سواء من القطاعين العام والخاص، وسواء من مؤسسات محلية أو عالمية. وفي المقابل فإنها فرصة مواتية لطلبة الجامعة ليعربوا عن استعدادهم للانخراط في أسواق العمل بكل ثقة واقتدار، محملين بحماس الشباب وطاقاتهم المبدعة، ومعبرين عن مدى استفادتهم من الزاد المعرفي الذي تزودوا به خلال مسيرتهم الأكاديمية، واستعدادهم للتعلم مدى الحياة من الممارسة العملية والمتطلبات الدقيقة للأعمال التي سيلتحقون بها. ومن أجل فتح الأبواب أمام طلبتنا لمواجهة العمل بجميع متطلباته، فقد دأب مكتب الإرشاد المهني على عقد الورش واللقاءات مع ممثلين من الوزارات والشركات والمؤسسات لنقل الخبرات العملية للطلبة وتهيئتهم لملاقاة أصحاب الأعمال وكيفية التعامل مع هذه المرحلة الجديدة من حياتهم بكل جدية وأمانة وإخلاص والتزام، إلى جانب الاحترافية العالية والتمتع بأخلاقيات المهن التي ينتمون إليها. ونتيجة لارتفاع أعداد الطلبة ورغبتهم في المزيد من التخصصية في هذا المعرض، فقد اتبعت الجامعة في السنوات الأخيرة نهج معارض المهن المتخصصة، بحيث يقصد هذه المعارض ذوي الاختصاص الأكاديمي المباشر والطلبة من الاختصاصات المحيطة والتي تستوعبها أيضا هذه القطاعات، وذلك بهدف إتاحة الفرصة للمزيد من المؤسسات للمشاركة ولكي تكون الصورة أشمل أمام الطالب. وتتشرف جامعة البحرين بأن تفتتح سلسلة معارض المهن المتخصصة لهذا العام بالقطاع المالي والمصرفي، إذ عرفت مملكة البحرين باحتضانها للقطاع المصرفي منذ أكثر من 100 عام، وقد عملت على تطوير تشريعاتها في هذا القطاع، فخلقت بيئة آمنة وجاذبة حتى باتت مركزاً للمصارف بأنواعها المختلفة بما يفوق اليوم 370 مؤسسة، مع إسهام متعالي للقطاع المالي والمصرفي في الناتج الإجمالي المحلي يتعدى 16%. وفي المقابل فإن كلية إدارة الأعمال في جامعة البحرين، وهي أكبر كليات الجامعة وأعرقها، استطاعت ربط القطاع المالي والمصرفي بالطاقات الشبابية في الأعمال المصرفية والتمويل والمحاسبة وغيرها، فكانت المزود الأكبر لهذا القطاع الحيوي المهم. وإلى جانب الأعمال المصرفية المباشرة هناك أعمال مساندة لا غنى للقطاع المصرفي عنها، منها تقنية المعلومات بما فيها من البرمجة وإنشاء التطبيقات الجديدة والأمن السيبراني والبيانات الضخمة والذكاء الاصطناعي، إضافة إلى تخصصات أخرى كعلوم الاتصال والعلاقات العامة والتسويق والترويج، إضافة إلى الجانب القانوني. ولا يسعني إلا أن أتقدم بالشكر الجزيل لسعادة الأخ الأستاذ رشيد محمد المعراج محافظ مصرف البحرين المركزي على دعمه الكبير لإقامة هذا المعرض الافتراضي، تفعيلا لمبادئ الشراكة مع جامعة البحرين وتمهيدا لطريق الجيل القادم للمصرفيين في البحرين. والشكر أيضا موصول لجميع المؤسسات المصرفية المشاركة معنا على تعاونهم ودعمهم الدائم لهذه الجامعة الوطنية. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
شكرا لك سعادة الرئيس على هذه الكلمة الافتتاحية. I'm honored to welcome our guest of honor, His Excellency Mr. Rasheed Mohammed Al Maraj, Governor of the Central Bank of Bahrain, to deliver his opening remarks on this occasion. Please join me in welcoming His Excellency.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. سعادة الأستاذ الدكتور الأخ العزيز رياض حمزة رئيس جامعة البحرين، أخوات والأخوة، أود في البداية أن أعبر لكم عن خالص الشكر والتقدير على هذه الدعوة الكريمة للمشاركة في هذا الملتقى، وهذه يعني شرف كبير لي في الواقع في هذه المساهمة مع بداية العام الدراسي الجديد. وكان بودي أن يكون هذه المشاركة حضوريا لكي نستطيع أن نلتقي يعني بكم جميعا، وخاصة اللقاء مع شباب المستقبل يعطينا احنا دفعة قوية وحماس أكبر للتفاعل مع يعني طموحاتكم ومتطلباتكم. ولكن يعني الظروف حالت بأن نلتقي بهذا الشكل، وإن شاء الله في الأعوام القادمة أو حتى في يعني الأشهر القليلة القادمة أن يكون هناك لقاءات حضورية بعد إن شاء الله ما تنحسر هذه الجائحة. ولكن في البداية أحب أن أشير لأن معظم موظفي مصرف البحرين المركزي هم من خريجي جامعة البحرين، إضافة إلى أن أغلب الذين يشغلون الوظائف الإدارية من مراقب وفوق هم أيضا من خريجي الجامعة. وأنا أفتخر وأعتز بوجود هذا العدد الكبير من خريجي جامعة البحرين الذين يشاركونني مسؤولية العمل في هذا القطاع. وهذا يدل على المستوى العالي لكفاءة خريجي الجامعة خلال السنوات الماضية. وأنا هنا أود أن أشكر جامعة البحرين وإدارة الجامعة على تحقيق هذا المستوى المتميز من كفاءة الطلبة الخريجين. كما تعلمون يشكل القطاع المصرفي حوالي 17% من الناتج المحلي الإجمالي، وهو يعد ثاني أكبر قطاع من حيث المساهمة في الاقتصاد الوطني بعد القطاع النفطي، ويلعب دورا كبيرا في التنمية الاقتصادية، وهذا ما يعكس نجاح سياسة التنويع الاقتصادي الذي انتهجته الحكومة الموقرة منذ السبعينات. هذه الصناعة تتعرض خلال السنوات القليلة الماضية إلى تحديات كبيرة ستؤثر على طبيعة عمل هذه المؤسسات في المستقبل، وذلك بسبب تطورات في الثورة الرقمية وبروز مؤسسات جديدة في مجال التكنولوجيا المالية اللي نسميها احنا الفنتك، من حيث قيام أو ظهور منافسة شديدة في تقديم الخدمات المالية للوصول إلى الزبائن بطريقة أيسر وأقل تكلفة من المعاملات التقليدية المقدمة من البنوك وشركات التأمين. وبرأيي سيستمر هذا التطور التكنولوجي مع الوقت ليشكل منافسة أكبر مع المؤسسات المالية التقليدية ما لم تغير من طريقة عملها وتدخل التكنولوجيا المالية في عملياتها وطريقة إدارة أعمالها. على هذا الأساس فإن مستقبل الوظائف المطلوبة في هذا القطاع سيعتمد بالدرجة الأولى على المهارات التي يتطلبها الاقتصاد الرقمي، من حيث المزج بين التخصصات المعتادة في المحاسبة والإدارة والاقتصاد والقانون مع علوم الذكاء الصناعي وعلوم البيانات الضخمة بيج داتا والكودينج، حيث أن الطلب على أغلب الوظائف التقليدية التي تهيمن على سوق العمل حاليا ستختفي تدريجيا بسبب دخول هذه العمليات الآلية والرقمنة بدلا عنها. وأنا من خلال هذه المداخلة أود أن أؤكد على أهمية أن تحظى هذه التطورات التقنية والتحول الرقمي الذي يشهده العالم وبشكل سريع بالاهتمام سواء من إدارة الجامعة أو الطلبة، والعمل على مزج المناهج الأكاديمية بمتطلبات الثورة الرقمية والارتقاء بها لتأهيل الطلبة للدخول إلى سوق العمل في المستقبل. ختاما أود أن نجدد الشكر والتقدير لسعادة الأخ الأستاذ الدكتور رياض حمزة رئيس الجامعة وكافة القائمين على هذه الاحتفالية على الدعوة الكريمة لي للمشاركة، وأجدد اعتزازي وتقديري للدور الهام الذي تقوم به جامعة البحرين في إعداد قادة المستقبل لأبناء بلدي، وأتمنى لكم جميعا التوفيق والنجاح، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
باسم جامعة البحرين نشكر سعادة الأستاذ على قبوله الدعوة وتشريفه لنا. And now with the speech of His Excellency, the Vice President of Community Service and Alumni Affairs, Dr. Mohammed Al Ansari. Please join me in welcoming His Excellency.
سعادة الأستاذ الدكتور رياض يوسف حمزة الموقر رئيس جامعة البحرين، ممثلي قطاعات العمل، الأفاضل، الأخوة والأخوات أعضاء الهيئة الأكاديمية والإدارية، أبنائي الطلبة، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. يسعدني أن أرحب بكم في معرض المهن الافتراضي، وإنه لمن دواعي سروري أن أتواجد معكم في هذا التقليد العريق لجامعة البحرين وتحت رعاية كريمة من سعادة رئيس الجامعة الأستاذ الدكتور رياض يوسف حمزة. ها هو معرض المهن يعود بحلته الجديدة مواكبا للتطور بالرغم من كل التحديات التي فرضتها جائحة كورونا، وبكل ما يشمله من آمال وتطلعات مشرة نحو مستقبل واعد لأبنائنا الطلبة، مهللا بمجموعة من البرامج الإرشادية والفرص الوظيفية والتدريبية القيمة، وبكوكبة من المؤسسات التي تتحلى بالمسؤولية الاجتماعية والشراكة المجتمعية. أدعوكم أبنائي الطلبة للاستفادة من هذا الحدث الذي يؤكد سنة بعد سنة مدى أهميته لجامعة البحرين، واستغلال هذه الفرصة التي وضعت أمامكم بمسؤولية كبيرة من إدارة الجامعة نحو طلبتها وخريجوها وأخذها على محمل الجد. كما وأدعوكم للاستفادة من جهود مكتب الإرشاد المهني الذي يقوم بدور هام وفعال في تطوير المهارات المهنية للطلبة وإعدادهم ليكونوا أفرادا مؤهلين عمليا للانخراط في سوق العمل من خلال البرامج والورش الإرشادية المختلفة وبرامج التدريب العملي وبرامج التوظيف التي وفرها المكتب لطلبته لتكونوا فخرا وربعة لاسم مملكة البحرين الحبيبة. وفي الختام نبارك لكم هذا الحدث المهم، وتمنياتنا أن يحقق معرض المهن الافتراضي أهدافه المنشودة، ولكم تقديري واحترامي وتمنياتنا لكم بالتوفيق والنجاح، والله ولي التوفيق.
شكرا سعادة نائب الرئيس. This concludes our opening ceremony. Thank you, Your Excellencies, for joining us and delivering your opening remarks. Now we commence our technical program with our panelist presentations from the Central Bank of Bahrain, National Bank of Bahrain, Khaleeji Commercial Bank, and the Benefit Company. On behalf of the University of Bahrain, I would like to extend our gratitude for joining us today. Kindly note that there will be a Q&A session post the presentations. Starting off with the Central Bank of Bahrain, please allow me to welcome Mr. Hussein Al Shaheen, Head Projects, Talents Acquisition and Development. Over to you, Mr. Hussein.
Assalamu alaikum. مساء الخير جميعا. Good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, my name is Hussein Shaheen from Central Bank of Bahrain. I'm a Head of Project and Talent Acquisition. First of all, I would like to thank University of Bahrain for providing or for arranging such an important event, the Virtual Career Fair 2021. Previously, we used to participate as in a physical event where we were standing in front of the students, sharing our knowledge and services that we provide and talking them closely with our recruitment and on-job training processes at the bank. Due to the pandemic, we are doing it online, and this is how things are moving. If you allow me, I would be talking about mainly the recruitment processes at the Central Bank of Bahrain and the on-job training as well. At the beginning, we would be covering the introduction about Central Bank of Bahrain and its mission and vision. And I highly encourage the students to visit our CBB for more details about the objectives, the strategic objectives of the Central Bank and its mission and vision, although I would be glancing them quickly today. Moving to the organizational chart, the reason that we prefer to talk about the organizational chart is for students to see what are the different specializations that we at the Central Bank of Bahrain are targeting, i.e. the different programs within the University of Bahrain that they can apply for recruitment and for the on-job training. Career progression basically would be talking about what is our role at the Central Bank of Bahrain whenever any fresh graduates, a new recruitee will join us, so what sort of programs we do offer them. Careers opportunities, again, we will be mentioning the different departments and programs that we are targeting in. Training opportunities, basically, we would be talking about the on-job training, training requirements that we would looking at the Central Bank of Bahrain, and how the students can apply for. Moving to the key skills that we have been outlining that the fresh graduates have to obtain whenever they are applying for any jobs in the future. Finally, I will be talking about the interviewing tips, and mainly focusing on the online interviewing tips, because for the last year and a half, most of our recruitment interviews been conducted online. In a quick glance, Central Bank of Bahrain was established in 2006, and we are responsible for maintaining monetary and financial stability of the Kingdom of Bahrain. We are responsible for issuance of the national currency and overseas of the country's payment and settlement systems. Basically, we establish the rules and regulations for the banking and financial sector in the Bahrain. نخلي الأنظمة والقوانين على أساس أن نسهل من عملية البنوك المصرفية في البحرين. Moving to the missions and visions. So basically, our mission is to ensure ensure the monetary and financial stability in the Kingdom of Bahrain by working closely with the financial sector. Again, I will encourage our students to visit our websites to learn more about the different departments we have, different operations, different strategic objectives that we do have at the Central Bank of Bahrain. Organizational charts, I'm not quite sure whether you can see what is reflected in the slide, but never mind. The reason that I would like to share this slide with the students for them to know which department, or let's say which specialization they can apply for us at the Central Bank of Bahrain. Yet we are a banking and finance related business organization, but still we are interested in other than banking and finance candidates. For example, we do have information technology directors. Of course, all of the College of University of Technology are targeted with its 6 fields: the network engineering, the information system, the computer science, software engineering, computer science and clouding, and the computer engineering. So all of those are targeted by the information technology. Beside that, as His Excellency the Governor mentioned, we do have the FinTech and Innovation Unit, where heavily they are dependent on information technology. So still, we are looking forward to receive applications from our students whom they are graduating soon, or they are graduating or already graduated to apply for different departments that we have an information technology linkage to them. Beside that, beside the business, we do have a unit called legal unit. And in this unit, we would be all of the students with a College of Law are targeted, the both field, the Bachelor of Public Law and the Bachelor of Private Law. So those are still, those are even targeted with the legal unit. Of course, human resources, we are looking for management, marketing. When it comes to the external communication, as PR is involved there. So as you can see, many different specialization is required to be part of the Central Bank of Bahrain. So please, I will be sharing the channel of how you can apply in my coming slides. So as you can see, different departments, different specializations are requested. Before I forget, even the Islamic financial institutions, as I can see, part of the management or College of Business Administrations, they do have the Islamic banking as part of their program, so still they can apply for those posts. As I mentioned in the previous slide, the career opportunity, as you can see, the College of Business Administration, the College of Information Technology, the College of Law, they are all our target audience to apply for future openings. I have to mention something important for the students. Usually we don't post our vacancies on our website, but depending on the requirement, the recruitment requirements, we do use our database. Whenever the candidates applying for different jobs, we would be able to contact them accordingly. Moving to the career progression, basically what we offer here as a Central Bank of Bahrain for our new recruitees. We take them hand to hand and we will try to provide them with different set of programs, whether they are soft or technical, in order to enhance their skills and try to provide them with the skills and capabilities that each job is required. Beside that, we do have our technical on-job training for the students in order to, or for the new recruitees, in order to align them to the different applications and new systems available at work. Furthermore, we do have coaching and mentoring programs in-house where we assign for each new recruitee a coach and mentor, and we provide them with a full toolkit in order to provide them with the skills, knowledge, and guidance needed and in order to have a very smooth transition in our workforce. Training opportunities, basically, we are talking about the on-job training opportunities that is part of the program of the university in terms of whenever they want to graduate. Yes, we do offer on-job training opportunities, and we work very closely with the team at the University of Bahrain to have a list of candidates who they are targeting the on-job training. Again, depending on the space, depending on the need that we have, we would communicate back to the students whether they are accepted or not. Again, I would be talking about how they would be applying for both the on-job training and the recruitment in the coming slides. Moving to the key skills needed. Actually, I'm quite sure that my colleagues from other banks, they would add on this area, but I would like to emphasize on those key skills that it was emerging in the pandemic and even beyond the pandemic. One of which is the crisis management and problem solving. As you all know, that during the study in the university, of course, whatever modules, whatever subjects you are engaged in are quite important. Beside that, you need to enhance other skills that might not be taught in the university. So you need to have more further readings. You have to read articles. You have to, for instance, go through educational videos in order to enhance those skills and any other skills needed for future recruitment. Part of which, back to the crisis management and problem solving. This is a very important skills that during crisis, there is never a clear guidance in order to solve a problem or to manage a crisis. So this is a specific skills that a successful employee or manager or a leader requires in order to have a methodology, a set of methodology in order to manage the crisis and come up with an innovative problem-solving mechanism. Digital engagement. Digital engagement, it's not anymore as an option, it's a must. In most of the fields, it's nothing to do with information technology, even in management, whether you are in banking and finance, in economics. The digital engagement is taking a bigger pace nowadays through different applications. So we are moving from a very classical way of doing a task to more of a digitalized information technology mechanism. So basically, I encourage you, regardless if you are in accounting field or in banking and finance, try to read more what are the developments happening in your field and even in the field of digital, and how the new systems and applications are taking over the field itself. So I highly encourage the students and the new graduates or the fresh graduates to go through those skills. Environment, emotional intelligence is again something related to a soft skills. This is basically when it comes to the interpersonal skills. So this is something that you need to emphasize as well, because back in the work, you are dealing with people, with a team, so you have to have those sense of working with others and how to interact with your teammates and how to develop a new idea in order to perform better at the work. Having high cognitive flexibility is something related to how flexible you are. And especially during the pandemic, we've moved straight and quickly from different processes. We used to do one process at a time. Nowadays, we are doing more than one process at a time, and how flexible you are. So flexibility, or learning how to be flexible in performing a task, this is something that we, the Central Bank of Bahrain, are requesting. Don't forget that number of students and the graduates are quite high. We are looking for very competitive students that they can fit our requirements, our job requirement. So with those skills that I am trying to tackle, and I'm quite sure that my colleagues from other banks they would be covering, are essential. Data literacy, this is something interesting. Data literacy is another skill that I feel it is important. Has nothing to do with analyzing the data that you have or working around the data. It's the power of having of working with the data, and also how can you be, it's in the skills at the end of the day. It's nothing to do with the statistics, it's nothing to do with the mathematics and all of those specialization. Is how can you use the data in order to have a more innovative solution, whether it's a product, whether it's a solution, whether it's a service, and how can you forecast what would be going on in the coming future, or try to change the mechanism and the processes of the work itself. So data literacy is a very powerful skills that we are looking after, and all of our candidates, or all, regardless of the specializations, it is quite important to have the data literacy skill built in. The last part would be the interviewing tips. Basically, I would be emphasizing on the online interviewing tips. Some of these are very basic, but be sure that we have faced some issues when we had some recruitment online interviews back at the Central Bank of Bahrain. So always try to have a note when it comes to online interviewing tips. For example, eliminate distractions. So please try to select a place where it's suitable for you to conduct the interview recruitment, because at that 10 or 15 minutes, it's your show time. You have to present your skills, you have to present your capabilities, your background. So choose the right place to conduct your interview. Don't sit in the middle of the dining room with all of the noise and all of that. Believe me, we have faced some candidates there, they failed in choosing the right spot. Moreover, choose the perfect background. The background is quite important. So where you're sitting, where you're conducting the interview is quite important. Nowadays, you have a virtual background, you have to use it, you can use them, you can benefit from the facilities. So make sure that you are using all of those tips. Of course, when it comes to the online interviews, you need to look into the camera because there is no interpersonal skills going on. Whereas in the physical interviews, it would be much easier and more flexible for both parties, the interview and the interviewees, to examine and to see what would be the interpersonal skills. One important thing I would like to add when it comes to the interviewing tips, and this is from experience, is that as a candidate who's applying to or who's conducting an interview or going for an interview, you need to do your homework and read about the company, regardless if the company is huge, is a small company organization. You need to know what they do, what they offer, what is their background, the facilities, and even the new projects that they are evolving in. As in a personal experience, we face many candidates who they are coming to us with no clue what we do, what we offer, and what are our roles. So this is an important thing because whenever you show that you are interested in the company, so the other party would be interested in you as well. And I'm quite sure that my colleagues from other banks as well, they would be adding more tips when it comes to the interviews. Finally, I would like to mention something important, I believe, is how to stay competitive during pandemic and even beyond the pandemic. Upskilling and reskilling is quite important. Yes, university degree is an important, but it's not the end of the story. You need to develop your professional development through different ways and methods. One of the examples is to carry on and do some professional certificates. When it comes to the professional certificates, you have a wide range of certificates that you could consider. For example, if you're in accounting, you have a number of professional certificates, and you can use, and I encourage you to visit Tamkeen's website, where they provide a number of training programs, whether they are professional certificates or short courses. With this, you would be able to upscale and rescale your current skills in order to have a better chance when it comes to a recruitment option. For those who are interested to apply for recruitment or the on-job training, currently they can apply or they can drop us their request on the email as shown in the slide, which is recruitment@cbb.gov.bh. This email will go directly to our database, so we will keep hand on your request for our future recruitment and on-job training. And before I conclude my presentation, I would like to mention that we at the Central Bank of Bahrain work very closely with the Department of Al-Irshad Al-Mahani. So make sure all of you interested to apply and keep the updated CV with the Maktab Al-Irshad Al-Mahani because frequently we ask them to provide us with a fresh list of candidates or fresh graduates from universities from different fields that we are interested in. So beside the email that I'm providing you, also try to keep a copy of your updated CV with the Maktab Al-Irshad Al-Mahani so that we can communicate when it is needed. Thank you for listening, and hope that I didn't take much more time, and I would leave any inquiries, any questions at a later stage or later session when we are conducting. Thank you very much all.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hussein, for this informative presentation. And yes, for sure, I'll be getting back to you with many questions I have. Mr. Rasheed Al Maraj, Your Excellency.
أنا إذا سمحتوا لي يعني شوي بخربط لكم البروتوكول، بس الأخ حسين يعني طبعا استعرض كثير من الأشياء. أنا يعني ما بي الإخوان الطلبة والطالبات يعني يصير لهم نوع من الانتميديشن، يعني التهول من البروسيس ومن البحث عن وظيفة. أنا بقول لكم ماي اكسبيرينس يعني امبلوير. أنا شو أشوف في الشخص اللي يبي ينضم إلى سنترال بانك، يعني ما بالضرورة أنه يكون عنده يعني علامات متفوقة، لكن أنا اللي أنظر فيه إلى شخصية هذا الشخص، طبيعة شخصيته، شنو الباشن اللي عنده، هل عنده طموح، هل عنده شغف بالعمل، هل إن عنده الالتزام الديسبلين، الرغبة بأن التعلم المستمر. النقطة المهمة اللي يعني أرجو من الناس إن ما يقعون فيها لما إن لا يعتبرون الوظيفة هي يعني نوع من الضمان الاجتماعي، إن أنا بس حصلت الوظيفة وهذه نهاية المطاف. إنما لازم يفكر، وأنا أقولها دائما هذه حق كل موظفينا الجدد، وأنا تحفزت أن أقول هذا الكلام لأن أعتقد أنه من المهم أن الطلبة يعرفون هذا الشيء. الطالب اللي بيتخرج أمامه تقريبا 40 سنة من الحياة المهنية أو العملية، يجب أن يفكر كل يوم شنو اللي بيسوي عشان يشغل هذه الوقت بشيء يضيف له، يحسن من أدائه، من معلوماته، من خبرته. إذا ترك نفسه بدون ما يعي له هو أمامه كالمتسابق في الماراثون، يكون عنده الاندورنس ويكون عنده الصبر ويكون عنده الإرادة أنه هو يبني لنفسه هذا المستقبل. فيعني نصيحتي بغض النظر عن يعني الأشياء اللي تفضل بها الأخ حسين، بالنسبة لنا أنا شخصيا لما أقابل أي موظف جديد أتمنى فيه مثل هاي الأمور، لأن هي اللي هي مفتاح النجاح بالنسبة له. وأنا يعني حسيتها من خلال تجربتي يعني الحياتية، سواء من خلال الموظفين اللي اخترناهم الجدد أو أنا شخصيا أيضا مريت بنفس المرحلة. فالرجاء من كل يعني الإخوان الآن اللي يوصلون إلى مرحلة اعتاب بسوق العمل لازم يفكرون جديا بنفسهم، هم كيف يصلحون نفسهم ويعدونها. الجامعة والتعليم هو واحد من هاي الأشياء، بس الإنسان اللي ما عنده طموح ولا عنده شغف ولا عنده خيال بيجد نفسه في بداية حياته كأنه وضع نهاية لمستقبله. إذا كان يريد يتطور ويبني لنفسه يعني حياة مهنية ثرية وغنية ويساهم بفعالية في المؤسسة اللي هو فيها والمجتمع أيضا، يجب أن يحمل معاه دائما مثل هاي المحركات أو المحفزات اللي أنا أسميها، اللي هي تخليه دائما في تطور ونماء ويقدر يفيد المحيط اللي هو فيه، وأيضا هو يستفيد ويحس نفسه أنه هو دائما يعني متجدد في أفكاره. وفي الشهادة شيء مهم ومفيد، ولكن بدون ما يعني الأشياء اللي ذكرتها أنا ما أعتقد أن ستمكنه من الارتقاء المهني. وأعتقد أن كثير من المسؤولين في المؤسسات الخاصة وحتى الحكومية يدورون على مثل هاي الشخصيات. أنا آسف على أن أنا تدخلت في الموضوع، خربت لكم البروتوكول، بس كان عندي رغبة أن ما دام إحنا في السنترال بانك تكلمنا عن الوضع وعن متطلبات التوظيف، يعني كنت أحب أوضح بعض الأشياء اللي قد لا تكتب دائما في هذا المجال. ومشكورين والله يوفقكم جميعا. الله
يخليك سعادة المحافظ، احنا نشكرك على مداخلتك المثرية. فالطموح والشغف يعني تساعد في بناء الشخصية، وهي تعتبر من مكملات الحياة العلمية بالإضافة إلى التعليم الجيد. شاكرين لك مداخلتك. Now moving forward, please allow me to welcome Mr. Mohammed Mazen Matar, Senior HR Business Partner, Ms. Maryam Abdulrahman Turki, Compliance Advisory Specialist, and Ms. Maryam Ghazi Zira, Liability Product Specialist from the National Bank of Bahrain. Over to you, Team NBB.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Your Excellency, Dr. Riyad Hamzah, the President of the University of Bahrain, Your Excellency, Mr. Rasheed Al Maraj, the Governor of the Central Bank of Bahrain, honored guests, organizers of the UOB Virtual Career Fair, ladies and gentlemen, graduates and students of the University of Bahrain, حبيت أمسي عليكم بالخير. I'd like to thank you on behalf of the National Bank of Bahrain for giving us the opportunity to shed light on MBB and what MBB has to bring to the table in terms of the graduates of the University of Bahrain. طبعا I'd like just to start or begin with a brief about MBB. MBB is the first local bank that was established in 1957. At MBB, our purpose is to always enrich the lives of generations, and our promise is to be closer to you. We live and we do believe in 6 different values consisting of responsibility, pride, ethics, transparency, respect, and teamwork. Like any other financial institution, our business is broken down into 3 main big units. There's the business units that caters for our customers, broken down into strategic accounts, retail banking, corporate and investment banking, commercial and SMEs, and financial restructuring. Then there is the support unit where HR, corporate communications, IT admin, and bank operations, finance and strategy sits. And last but not least, one of the main or most important functions that we have at our organization is the control units, where we have the compliance, risk management, legal and internal audit. And today, in this short presentation, you will have a representative from one of each of the units. You have myself representing HR, you have my colleague Maryam Zira representing retail banking within the business units, and my colleague Maryam Turki representing the control units and specific the compliance department. If we take a deep dive at our organizations and at our organization and the components that makes our organization, today we employ a total of 761 employees. 486 are males and 275 are females. As you can see on the screen, out of the 761, almost 50% of them aged between 18 and 30. And what I wanted to say to you in this slide is that we don't just advertise that we enrich the lives of generations to our external clients, but we apply it to our internal stakeholders. And we do that by always, like they say, continuously bringing talent, bringing young talent, university graduates. We believe that university graduates have a space and a meaningful space at the National Bank of Bahrain. We pride ourselves to be an employer of choice, and how we claim this status is by we always prioritize that our employees have a sustainable work-life balance. We ensure their happiness, their satisfaction throughout their journey with us and as an employer. what's in it for you if you are to take an opportunity at our bank? You might know, you might, but it might be the first time that you hear about it. About a year ago, we became a banking group, and we are the leading banking group in the Kingdom of Bahrain, the Bahraini banking group, the National Bank of Bahrain, by acquiring the Bahrain Islamic Bank. What's in it for you? You will get a work experience. You will get more diversity towards your career progression and future aspirations. And you'll have a better understanding, obviously, of the market and its opportunities. What we look for when we look for new hires or fresh graduates, or what we look for in general. طبعا نفس ما تفضل سعادة المحافظ ونتفق 100% معاه انه we look at the characteristic of the person. As you can see, what we look for are 5 things, and those 5 things have little to do with the grades or the high scores of the person. Yes, they are important, but we always look at the characteristic, the personality of the person. We look for someone who is adaptable, who is flexible, can work and can be productive in different situations and in different scenarios. We look for someone who is eager to learn and has a positive attitude. طبعا with COVID-19, positive is not a very positive word, ولكن we look for someone who has a positive attitude in general. Initiative. When we say initiative, we focus on leadership or self-initiative, and we do believe at MBB that leadership is something that comes with any human being. You need to be able to lead yourself before you are able to lead others. We look for someone who can communicate professionally with others, and we look for someone who could be considered as a critical thinking person, who can think, who can critique, who can advise, who can add value to the unit or to the organization as a whole. طبعا we did not, to support what we look for, here are the top 10 skills that employers would look for in 2025. This is a study, an analysis that was conducted and published by the World Economic Forum in June 2020, so during the pandemic. Out of the 10 top skills required, I would say 50% of them falls within the problem-solving category. So in 2025, employers will be looking for someone who is problem-solving, can manage themselves, can work with people, and is adaptable to technology use and development. I would urge you to look at the World Economic Forum top 10 skills for 2025 because of how important they are. I'd like to hand over to my colleague, Mariam Azira, who is going to shed light on retail banking, and تفضلي Mariam.
Thank you, Mohammed. Welcome everybody to this very informative session. First of all, I would like to congratulate all students who have completed this chapter of their lives and who will be soon joining, inshallah, the workforce, which will be a new era of your lives that you should definitely be excited about. First of all, I would like to shed some light on the core and the nerve system of a retail banking. So, as you all know, NBB is a retail banking. However, what is a retail bank? Retail bank is a financial institution which provides financial services for individual customers who are the mass customers and the majority of our customers. The services that the National Bank provides through retail banking are saving and checking accounts, mortgages. We provide all types of loans, all types of deposits as well. Not only that, the retail banking also extends its services towards corporate and commercial and small to medium-sized entities as well. Now, everybody is basically aware of what retail banking is. However, there's a misconception that the retail bank is only falls within the branch network. However, there is various departments within the retail bank, and I would like to shed some light in terms of the types of departments that we have in NBB that you can be also part of as a retail banking. So, in order to extend a service or a product to a customer, we have a business development team whereby this team is in charge of market studies, launching new products, managing new products, and monitoring the products that are already launched within the market. Then we have the project management team. This team is basically in charge of implementing the products and rolling them out towards its various channels within the departments as well, and liaising with internal stakeholders in order for them to proceed with the rollout. And obviously, we are all aware of our wide branch network that we have at NBB, which is our branches. Currently, we are operating approximately 24 branches across Bahrain, which remains the largest branch operations in the country, as well as our new digital application, which is through the digital banking department. So as a consumer, what do you expect out of retail banking? You expect that you become the center of attention, be it being customer centricity is a high important key pillar of NBB. Furthermore, we expect as customers, we expect some sort of security. We need to be able to secure our deposits. We need to be able to secure our financial belongings, as well as we provide advisory services. As a bank, if you would like to come and have financial consultancy, we can provide you with some financial advices in order for you to better manage your finances. Also, they expect information accessibility. Any question that you have, you need the answer needs to be readily available for you across all of our channels. And now we'll tap into the importance of retail banking. Why is retail banking important? Basically, it helps individual consumers. Also, it provides you access to credit. You can deposit your money in the safest way, and we provide financial management awareness and consultancy. Now, for retail banking, we are looking for specific skill sets and characteristics within each employee that is about to join us. And the main one is academic skills. Now, the academic skills is not only restricted towards how much have you brought at the graduation and what was your GPA. Academic skills is also looked at in a way that it provides appetite and it widens your appetite into learning. It provides curiosity. That's why we highly recommend academic skills, because it definitely pushes you towards learning more and trying to be curious about where you're at today. You need to have social skills, especially that if you would be working in a branch, you need to have proper social skills and networking skills as well, because you will be expected to bring business to the bank, and this you can only do it is by having various connections and how you treat the customer in a social manner. You need to have some sort of IT skills. IT skills, be it the Microsoft channels, be it the core banking systems. You need to have some sort of basic IT skills in order for you to smooth and ease your way and your journey through your learning in these departments as well. Furthermore, at some point, inshallah, everyone will have to become a leader. Like my colleague Mohammed said, you have to be a leader a leader of yourself. That therefore you can even extend the leadership skills towards others. But for example, while managing a branch, you might be able to know how to lead by example. So you can. It's easy for someone to ask you to do something. However, it's different when you take the initiative and you lead on creating these problem solving on your own. You need to have team working skills, because in branches, what happens is branch becomes a family. It becomes a home. It's a small entity whereby everybody is having a family sort of relationship. So you need to have the team working skills in order for you to elevate this home and elevate the branch into bringing more business, into having a very healthy work-life environment and whatnot. You need to also have numerical skills, especially if you were at a teller service. You will be basically holding people's money, so you need to be very attentive to those money, and you have to have extreme attention to details and numerical skills in order for you to be able to minimize the error as much as possible. And last but not least, You definitely have to have communication skills because you are the frontliner. You will be communicating what is being said and what is being cooked at the back office, which is the head office, towards the customers. So you need to be the most, you need to have the most upskilled communication skills in order for you to communicate the information or the product or service and extend it towards the customers. That's all from my end. I will be handing over to my colleague Miriam from the Control Department, and she will guide you through what Control Department does.
Thank you very much, Miriam, and good afternoon, everyone. We are very happy to be here. Congratulations to our students. My name is Miriam Turki, and I'll be talking and shedding light over the Compliance Department. So I'm glad that we had a representative from the Central Bank of Bahrain earlier. My colleague Hussein explained what CBB does and what are rules and regulations in general for the financial sector. So what we do at the bank here, we ensure that we have a compliance department in order to manage compliance risk. And what is compliance risk? Compliance risk is basically legal risk, regulatory risk, financial losses, reputational risk. We ensure that we are governed by the Central Bank of Bahrain. We have to apply the rules and regulations. They ask us to basically adapt in the bank through processes, procedures. Next, please. Okay, so what are our major responsibilities at the Compliance Department? We protect the bank from any regulatory enforcement, so we ensure we apply the rules and regulations and avoid any financial penalties. And this is for the good of the financial sector and as well to protect our consumers. We also manage and oversight compliance department with again, rules and regulations. We manage any unresolved issues, so on a yearly basis, and sometimes on an ad hoc basis, we have the regulators coming over to the bank, ensuring that we are applying the rules and regulations, we have the right process, the right procedures in place. And then if they identify any gaps, they highlight it to the bank, and the compliance department are responsible to ensure these gaps are attended to and closed in a right and timely manner. We also act as the main point of contact with the Central Bank of Bahrain or any legal authority for our internal stakeholders within the bank. So if you come from the business side or the support function and you need clarity on any issues or any regulations, and you come to the compliance department, and we act as a point of contact for you. Okay, another important aspect of compliance is financial crime, which is combating anti-money laundering and combating financial terrorism. By that, we mean that all the money that is being circulated in the financial sector, we have to ensure that it's clean money and it's not coming from illicit activities such as drug trafficking and other illegal activities. So what we do is we have to have, again, the proper processes in place. We have to understand and know our customers, know where they're coming from, where their money is coming from, and ensure that the money coming in and out the bank is clean money by continuously monitoring those transactions. So we come down now to the skill sets, and I do definitely agree with His Excellency Mohammed. And I love the example about being a marathon runner because it really gives you determination, commitment, you have an end goal. So you're going to have to come to the office every single day having a clear goal in your mind to achieve what needs to be achieved and to protect your bank and to protect everyone who works here, as well as your customers. And alongside, you have to have the skill sets. And what is a skill set? You need to be organized. You are kind of, I would say, the police of the bank. You have to make sure that you are complying with rules and regulations. You are following up with all the directives that the central bank is giving you. You're applying the accurate controls in place. You have to be naturally like to investigate. So As I said earlier, we do a lot of transaction monitoring. We look at money coming in and out. So you have to like looking and digging deep and understanding the behavior of your customers. Problem solving is very important because you have to be finding solutions for your stakeholders when it comes to business or support functions, and being compliant at the same time. Not everything is black or white sometimes. You have to think outside the box. The market is changing. There's a lot of innovation. We're moving towards technology. So we have to have an open mind and try to come up with solutions that would work best for our customers and for the bank itself. We have to be paying a lot of attention to details. So we have to be very efficient when we look at information. We have to be able to pick up on issues that may arise and eventually expose us to any compliance risk. Ability to apply rules. I would also say the ability to say no. When you're in compliance, sometimes you get the peer pressure of trying to get things approved, but you have to learn how to say no and apply rules. Rules are rules, and we should never deviate from rules. Communication skill is very important. It's a tough role, but it's very enjoyable, so don't get scared, because you need to be able to convince the other party why these rules and regulations are important, not to scare them away and like tell them, oh, because there are financial penalties, but why are there financial penalties? Why is this bad for the banking industry and any financial sector in general? So your communication skills is key when it comes to compliance. That's it from my end. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mariam. I'd like to close down our participation or our presentation with giving you a few tips on, I'd like to start with the way you conduct yourselves in your profile and or your CV. There are 4 main areas that you need to pay attention to. You need to obviously and always ensure that you include your educational background, whether it's an academic education or a professional education. You need to include your experiences that you might have had, your internship experiences or any other work experiences that you've had, your skill set and capabilities, whether you are part of a sporting team or you contributed to a committee. It's important, and please, as HR professionals, we always look at the pluses in each person. So if you are a member of a sporting team, that, you know, by all means, please include it, so you have more chances of getting to an interview. And last but not least, you need to highlight and shed light on your achievements or projects. And don't be ashamed if your project, where your school project or achievement have happened in school. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. I'd like to give you some tips. I know our colleague Hussein from Central Bank shed light on that, but I'd like to stress on the fact that most of the interviews you will have because of the pandemic are virtual interviews, and you can't attend an interview with your cameras off. And before attending the interview, you need to check your audio and your video. You need to check that your camera works. You need to turn your mobile off. You need to dress appropriately. You need to still maintain your body language. You need to look at the camera. You need to use your hand gestures, so the person who is interviewing you can see that you are using your body language. You need to structure your thoughts, and that's very important. You need to do a bit of research on the organization and or the role if they are available to you. And last but not least, and this is the most important thing, you need to provide examples to support your answers. You can't expect to pass an interview with yes and no as answers. You need to provide examples, you need to provide stories. It's fine, it's absolutely fine to share personal or professional experiences with the person who is interviewing you. Things you don't want to do, you don't want to be late for an interview. You can't have irrelevant information or unrealistic achievements stated in the interview. and you need to ensure the expectations of the interviewee is met, or the person who is interviewing you need to ensure that you meet their expectations. طبعا, because of how valuable the University of Bahrain and its students and its graduates to the National Bank of Bahrain, the National Bank of Bahrain decided, although we were invited without any obligations, we have decided to extend some internship opportunities at our organization. And that's why we have invited Mariam Turki from compliance and Mariam Zira from retail banking, because the internship opportunities sits within these two departments. And I'd like to thank Mariam for joining me in the presentation. But we do have dedicated internship opportunities for University of Bahrain graduates. And I'd like to close the presentation by wishing you all of the very best. Allah yuwaffiqkum kullukum. Please feel free to send your profiles to the email on screen. We will be sharing the slides with the organizers of this virtual career fair. في الختام حبيت I'd like to extend the gratitude to the excellencies attended today, Dr. Riyad Hamzah وسعادة المحافظ أبو محمد, the organizers of the career fair, the faculty and the admin staff of the University of Bahrain, and you for being here today to hear us talk about the National Bank of Bahrain. Allah yuwaffiqkum. Mashkourin.
Thank you so much. And on behalf of the University of Bahrain, I would like to thank NBB for this internship opportunity for the students of the university. Thank you, Mr. Mohammed Matar, Ms. Mariam Turki, and Ms. Mariam Zira for this presentation. Now I would like to welcome Ms. Fatma Abdullah Sheikh, Assistant Manager from HR from the Khaleeji Commercial Bank. The floor is yours, please.
At the beginning, please allow me to convey my greetings on behalf of Khaleeji Commercial Bank. It is my pleasure to be here with you today and to be part of the 2021 Virtual Career Fair of University of Bahrain. Wishing all the graduates all the success and to have professional careers. At the beginning, let me just share some information, basic information about my bank, Khaleeji Commercial Bank. It's one of the leading Islamic banks in the Kingdom of Bahrain. It was established in November 2004. We have a total headcount till today is 164. The headquarters is based in Bahrain, and we have 5 branches distributed over the kingdom. Our mission is to become one of the strongholds of the domestic economy and regional Islamic banking by providing unique, innovative, and trustworthy Sharia compliance products, services, and investment opportunities for our clients. Our mission to have a major role in developing the economy and contributing to the growth of Islamic banking in the Kingdom of Bahrain in order to achieve the optimum value for our clients and shareholders in accordance with the provisions and principles of Sharia. Let's start about the career progressions within our organization. First of all, I would like to mention that all fresh graduates are welcome to apply in our bank from internal and external universities. We have to mention that there are the graduates of University of Bahrain. They are very good quality and they are highly recommended, and a lot of managers, they are sometimes requesting in particular to have CVs of University of Bahrain graduates. That reflects how they trust the quality of the graduates of the University of Bahrain. All new joiners, they will be provided with the training, the proper training related to their job. For example, just an example, the retail employees, they will be provided with a training plan how to deal with the customers, how to meet their targets. Also, there are clear goals and targets will be set for all the employees, so they do know how they have to perform, what is expected from them, so they can perform in a better way. Definitely, as a new joiner, they will be supervised and coached by their managers, direct managers, and they will provide with all the guidance required. Based on the performance of the employees, the new joiners, they will have fair promotions opportunities. We have also to mention that they are not when getting to promotion, we are not only looking for achieving the goals. We are looking for somebody who put the cream on the cake, achieve more than expected. They have definitely they will have better opportunities for promotion. We have also internal recruitment policy. This allows the new joiners who showed specific skills, maybe they were not able to show it in the interview, or at the time of applying there was not enough or not opportunities to apply to other positions, but it was noticed during the work that they are extremely well in another area. So whenever there is a vacancies, we give the priorities for our employees to apply for the internal recruitment. So this is a kind of step on and career progression. Let's talk about the training programs and internship. We have this one in Khaleeji Commercial Bank. We have 2 batches. One start on March and April, and the second one in July and August. In the normal situation, we accompany more than around 20 internship in the year. But due to the current situation of the COVID-19, we reduce these numbers. However, we are looking forward because situations is getting better now. Maybe we are go back to the normal numbers of internship. We are open to receive CVs from different channels. They can apply directly. They can hand it to somebody they know in the bank. We get some CVs directly from the university, so they are welcome to provide us with the CVs for the internship program, and we give the priority for the trainings which is required to be graduated from the university. And being University of Bahrain being as a largest university in the kingdom, we do allocate the largest number of seats to University of Bahrain state universities. And job opportunities, as you may, I don't know if you are aware, usually at the beginning of the year, let's talk about, sorry, this is job opportunities. There is no preferences from where we get the CVs. You can apply through our website, khcbonline.com at career field, or you can directly email it to recruitment@khcbonline.com. Even if you would like to hand the hard copy, there is no issues at all. You are welcome to submit your CVs, whatever is more convenient to you. However, I would like to mention that there is no preferences on the way we receive the CVs. I would like to give some advice for the good CV. Please, when you hand your CV, make sure that it's clear. Clear, I mean of the format, the layout, the font. Make it clear. The sequence. It's very important to keep a good sequence. Keep the latest experience or the latest education on the top. Be honest. Yes, please be honest. Don't just fill up the CV with things which is not really a fact in your personalities. I came across one candidate who wrote a lot of skills. But when I argue with him about these skills, he just a funny thing, he said, I have to fill up the CV. No, you don't have to fill up only the CV, but you have to tell something which is real about you. Expect any question about anything you write in your CV. Be direct and to the point. Don't write a story in your CVs. Tell me something which is really draw the attentions of the recruiter. Best time to apply. In Khaleeji Commercial Bank, we usually prepare the manpower plan at the end of the year. So the best time maybe to apply is the beginning of the year, as we have a plan for the required manpower. But it doesn't mean that you cannot apply it any other time. However, there are a lot of staff movement. People leave the organizations. Some people, they are promoted, so it keeps the vacancies created. So you may apply, but maybe the best time is at the beginning of the year. And don't be insisting in forwarding your CVs very frequently. Maybe 2 or 3 times a year is acceptable, but sometimes we receive the CVs like on a monthly basis. خلاص أنا يعني حتى أحفظ الCVs أعرفهم من كثر ما يطرشونهم. It's not a practical things to do. However, as I said, you are welcome to apply. That was it. Thank you for your attention, and I hope I gave brief but useful tips. Looking forward for any questions from your side.
Thank you so much, Ms. Fatma Sheikh, HR Assistant Manager from Khaleeji Commercial Bank, for this wonderful presentation. Now allow me to welcome Mr. Khalid Ghadir, HR Assistant Manager from Benefit. Over to you, Mr. Khalid.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Khalid Ghadir, the Assistant HR Manager in the Benefit Company. I would like to thank you for this opportunity. I'd like to welcome Mr. Governor, Mohammed. I'd like to welcome all the students and the graduates. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Speaking about Benefit, Benefit was established in November 1997 by 17 commercial banks as a national ATM and point of sale switch of Bahrain. It was initially licensed by CBB, Central Bank of Bahrain, to be the provider of ancillary services for the financial sectors. As soon expanded to cover market outside Bahrain. The company mandate was very simple, is to improve, to enhance, and to enable the local and regional financial industry to thrive on a global scale. Benefit range of services in the country include the operation of automated teller machine, the ATMs, point of sales, Bahrain Credit Reference Bureau, electronic funds transfer systems, the EFTS, telecom bill payment gateway, Bahrain check truncation system, the BCTS, the e-check, and know your customer electronically, the EQIC. Regionally, Benefit also supported GCCNet and the GCCNet dispute management system. Furthermore, Benefit Pay as a national wallet across Bahrain. Coming to the mission and vision and mission of the company, the vision is to lead and provide an effective, innovative, and value-adding shared platform of services for our stakeholders and in the financial and other sectors in the Kingdom of Bahrain and the region. Our mission is to provide and invest in an innovative payment capabilities, information management solutions, and business process outsourcing services, and build key business alliances that add value through the financial, banking, and other sectors. Coming to the Benefit organization chart, the first layer shows the the main pillars. I mean, all our main pillars, all of the departments are main pillars. The marketing and innovations, Bahrain Credit Reference Bureau, information technology and operations, HR and administrations, finance, information security and risk management, payment services and development, switch and service development, project management office, business relations and partnerships, customer service, compliance and internal audit. Talking about career progressions, skill development means developing yourself and your skill sets to add value to the organization and for your own career development. Developing skills begin with assessing yourself, which are important for your desired career. Speak with your supervisor or manager and other career mentors to identify the types of skills that will help move you forward in your career. Now, you can see the development plan that we implement in our company. It's called 70-20-10 rule. 70% of your development should come from on-the-job activities and action learning. This can include development experiences like managing a project, serving on a cross-functional team, taking on a new task, job shadowing, job rotation. 20% of your development should come from interactions with others. This should having a mentor being a mentor, coaching, participating in communities and practice, serving as a leader in a staff organization. 10% of your development should come from training, including classes, seminars, webinars, podcasts, conferences. Once you have identified the skills you need to develop to achieve your career goals, your next step is identifying how you will develop your skills. The two main avenues for developing your skills are through education and training, development and experiences. Career opportunities. Based on the projects we currently have and the ones is in the pipeline, there will always be requirements to specific skills combined with accumulated experience. However, fresh graduates are always needed to bring new innovative ideas to the running businesses as well as new ones. Hence, the more we implement projects and demand on the provided services that arise, the more we require to hire capable teams to run the services. Here, once we hire the lucky candidate, we make sure that he or she is prepared with all the required knowledge and tools to battle in field and learn from our existing team that has a wealth of experience in this field. Training opportunities and intern programs. Now, at the heart of Benefit's success story is the quality of its workforce that has the company to be at the leading edge of all fintech initiatives in Bahrain and beyond. Benefit recognizes the importance of investing in its employees and helping them to be professional achievers. 2 sessions we undertaken in January and February 2020 in association with the Bahrain Institute of Banking and Finance. Through the rest of the year, team members were encouraged to continue updating their skill sets by attending virtual trainings and webinars organized by the University of Bahrain and the Bahrain Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and to keep abreast of banking industry development. Those are some of the current certificates that our team holds, and as a collective include the professional risk managers, the PMP, the Oracle, lead auditor for the information security, the ACCA of our finance, AWS for our technical people, the CIPD for the HR, and the CIM for the marketing department. And the list goes on. The key skills required for the job, the communication. The candidate should make sure that he communicates well from the interview stage, so he can or she can give the first impression that they can communicate clearly. The teamwork finds way to enjoy working. Enjoying work, being in a team is the best way. The best way to work in a team, so they can handle the responsibilities in a better way. Initiators, so self-starter, self-motivated, and proactive. Problem solving through logic, foresee problems, innovative ideas. Computer IT skills, basic Microsoft Office is not enough. For the current situation of the labor market. The candidates need to learn more applications and softwares in order to apply it and implement it in their job. Organization, like time management. Time management is very important to organize employees' tasks and responsibilities. Leadership, good leaders inspire others with a vision, but practice can improve your leadership skills. Hard work and dedication. Be proud of what you do and love what you do. This is the an important way to be dedicated to your job. Creativity. You always have to think out of the box. And reliability, as well as being great at your job, your employers will want you to turn up on time. Interview tips, resume preparation. Of course, you can see the resume at the right side. This is the ideal resume, one of the ideal resumes that employees or candidates should prepare before applying for interviews. And job interview tips, as our colleagues mentioned earlier, you need to be prepared for the interview at the beginning. Go to the interview on time. Turn off your mobile. Be confident and speak clearly. Show you are keen by listening and paying attention. Ask specific questions. Leave the interview on a positive note by thanking them for their time. By thanking them for their time. There are common questions that you will be asked. Can you tell me about yourself? Here you have to speak and elaborate about yourself, about the experiences you had during your studies, the achievements you have done, the projects you have contributed in. Why do you want to work here? Of course, here you need to be aware about the job description, about the company. You need to be aware in details about the company and the job description and the post. Why should we hire you? Why should we hire you? It's a very important question. That here you have to show the strengths that you acquire, the ability that you have, the things, the capabilities and skills that differentiate you from others. What are your greatest weaknesses? You have to be honest at this point and answer honest questions, honest answers, but yet you need to be smart. That you need to turn your weaknesses into strength and find out ways to do that. Thank you everyone for giving me this opportunity. I hope you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Khaled, for this wonderful presentation. We will now start our Q&A session. Today, we're here for you to answer all your questions and concerns. So please write your questions in the Q&A box, and we will try to answer as much as we can. سعادة المحافظ موجود معنا. طبعا احنا ما نستغني عن خبرتك في مجال المصرفي ويعني خبرتك العريقة في هذا المجال وهو تخصصك سعادة المحافظ. احنا عندنا سؤال من فضلك إذا تقدر تفيدنا وتفيد الطلبة. ما هو تأثير الشهادات التخصصية على الوظيفة في القطاع المصرفي؟ وهل هذا يعني حصول الطالب على هذه الشهادات التخصصية بتسرع من عملية التوظيف؟
يعني بدون شك الشهادات التخصصية أصبحت أكثر مطلوبة الآن في معظم الأعمال، وخاصة في الأعمال اللي تتعلق بالبنوك والتأمين. يعني على سبيل المثال اللي يشغلون الآن وظائف ضباط الالتزام اللي هم الكومبلاينس اوفيسرز محتاجين ان هم ياخذون شهادات تخصصيه في هذا المجال. كذلك في الريسك، في المخاطر، في هناك بعد ايضا يعني شهادات متخصصه في هذا المجال، وقس على ذلك اشياء ثانيه يعني في الخزانه، في امور اخرى، في التامين. طبعا التامين في هناك تخصصات تصبح أكثر مطلوبة عشان أن الواحد يمسك وظائف قيادية. فيعني باختصار الشهادات التخصصية تصبح أكثر مقبولة ومطلوبة من التخصص الأكاديمي أو الشهادات الأكاديمية العليا.
شكرا لك سعادة المحافظ. Mr. Hussein, from CBB, we do have a question for you while you were throwing your presentation. There is a question that says, what are the required qualifications for job entry as a fresh graduate?
Yes. طبعا احنا مش متوقعين طبعا for the fresh graduates to hold full certificates depending on the field they are. For example, if they are let's say they are done with the Bachelor of Accounts, we are not expecting them to have the ACCA or the CPA straight away after the completion of the program, the academic program. But let's say if the candidate enrolled themselves in one of those programs, whether it's an ACCA or CPA or CFAs, this would give us, let's say, a clue that the candidate is willing to continue his or her professional certificates. As Mohammed Al mentioned, this would be quite, it will give them a booster in order for them, whether it's when it comes to the development, personal development, or even that will increase their chances of recruitment. But depending on the time frame. For example, if they are just been graduated, you are not expecting for them to be done, because those programs, it will take 2 years of time, but you can still enroll yourself in one of those programs and do some of the modules. So this would give us an intent that they are seriously trying to develop their professional certificate side.
Okay, and Mr. Hussein, you also mentioned about having, let's say, capabilities in digital engagement. And there was a question that says, almost everyone has a sort of knowledge in digital engagement. How can I stand out against competitors and competitions?
See, as you can see that the information technology is taking a bigger role nowadays. For instance, let's stick to the accounting as an example. A candidate with the accounting bachelor degree, having the IT information technology as an skills in that area, of course, it will enable him or her to take a leading role, especially when it comes, as you know, that we are moving from a very classical way of activities to a more of digitalized. Let's say if we are trying to enhance our information technology, that's an accounting module. So they would be having the competitive edge to lead the team in accounts with the background of accounting, and of course with the skills that they do have in IT in order for them to implement the application and to have a smoother phase of implementation back at the work.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hussein. Moving on to NBB. How can I improve my weaknesses and build on my strengths?
Thank you. For someone to identify their weaknesses, they first need to realize or self-actualize themselves or identify their strength. وبعدين احنا ما نحب نسميها weaknesses ولكن نسميها areas for development. And then come up with a list of the areas that they want to improve in. Every one of us have areas for development. ما في أحد كامل. ولكن it's important that we are aware through self-awareness, through reflection, what are our areas of development. And there are a lot of online tools that can help in identifying the areas of development. ولكن from a personal experience, there is nothing better than coaching and mentoring. With someone that is, I don't want to say older, ولكن with more experience, more exposure in the area of development, of the areas of development, can add a lot of value in closing the areas of development gaps.
Thank you very much.
تفضل محمد، حياك.
سامحيني أنا على بس بغيت أتدخل في هذا الموضوع. في نقطة أنا لاحظت كثير بالنسبة للطلبة والموظفين. اسأل اللي ما تعرف عنه، اسأل. خلي يكون عندك جرأة بأن أنت تسأل. واجب الموظفين القدامى أو المسؤولين أنهم يعني يقضون وقت يساعدون فيه اللي حواليهم. فبدون السؤال، بدون السؤال لا يعني شعور بالضعف أو شيء سلبي. بالعكس، الإنسان في العمل لازم يسأل، لازم يتأكد أنه هو يسأل عشان يوجه في الطريقة المناسبة. الواحد ما يستحي. احنا هني في البحرين مجتمعنا، يعني أنا اللي لاحظته أن كثير من الموظفين الجدد يستحون. يعني كأنه إذا هو سأل كأنه هو بيكشف عن ضعف عنده. لا، الإنسان لما يدخل في بداية حياته الواحد يتوقع منه أنه هو يعني يتحسس طريقه. إذا ما سأل ما بيعرف، ما بيحصل الإجابة. فأنا اللي أنصح به أن الواحد لا يستحي، وهذا حقه. احنا في مواقعنا علينا مسؤولية. صحيح احنا عندنا مسؤولية لإدارة عملنا، لكن عندنا مسؤولية تجاه الموظفين الجدد، لأن هذين بمثابة أمانة ويجب أن نؤديها بشكل صادق وأمين ومسؤول. مساعدة الموظفين الجدد هي تصبح يعني من مرتكزات العمل. يعني الواحد ما يتوقع أن موظف جديد توه جاي بس يعني خلاص يمشي لحاله. لا، يعني لابد أنه هو يعطونا فترة ومساحة من الوقت اللي ينضج فيه. عشان ينضج لازم هو جانب أنه يحط على نفسه ويتعلم والى آخره، لكن بعد في نفس الوقت يسأل. السؤال ليس بالشيء الخطأ في بداية حياة الواحد.
شكرا سعادة المحافظ. وبالفعل في عندنا سؤال مرتبط مثل ما تفضلت حضرتك. يسألون الطلبة هل هم يعني إذا ما عندهم خبرة هل ممكن يبدعون في عملهم؟ هل ممكن يشتغلون؟ تقبلهم المؤسسات؟ يعني احنا نتكلم هنا عن الفريش جراجويتس.
يعني أنا شخصيا ما أعتقد أن هي مشكلة الخبرة تكتسب مع الوقت. والخبرة قد أنا بقول لك شغلة، في واحد ممكن يعيش أو يشتغل 10 سنوات لكن ما يكتسب أي خبرة، لأنه هو ما عنده هذا الشغف للعمل، ما عنده الطموح، ما عنده يعني ما في داخله شيء حركة.
بالفعل.
إذا ما كان الخبرة تأتي بالممارسة والدراسة والمتابعة والسيلف ديفلوبمنت. يعني الشخص اللي ما يقرأ في قطاع المال ما بيتطور، لأن القطاع نفسه مربوط بعدة أمور اقتصادية، سياسية، مالية إلى آخره. فاللي ما يقرأ في الشأن العام، ما يقرأ في الأمور الاقتصادية، اللي ما يقرأ الجرائد المتخصصة اليومية أو الأسبوعية، ما يمكن ينمو. يعني وين تكتسب الخبرات؟ يعني احنا نجد كثير من ترى على فكرة من اللي يشتغلون في البنوك ما درسوا لا اقتصاد ولا مانجمنت ولا ذاك، بعضهم انجينيرنج. يعني شكل حالتي أنا يعني، وناس وايد من أمثالي انتقلوا من يشتغلون في الصناعة أو شيء. يعني قيادات العمل المصرفي في البحرين في بدايات العمل كلهم يوم من بابكو.
سعادة المحافظ احنا عندنا طالب كان يسأل إنه can someone from the College of Engineering apply to the CBB؟
Yes, why not؟ إذا هو عنده الانترست وعنده. أنا شكل ما قلت أنا ما أبحث في الواحد شنو تخصصه، أنا أبحث لأن هذه هيستوري. أنا أبحث في الإمكانيات اللي جاية في المستقبل. هل هذا الشخص بيكون مناسب بأنه هو يعني يتكيف ويتواكب مع متطلبات العمل؟ هل هو عنده قدرة الذاتية لتطوير عمله، أم أنه هو بس بيبي العمل كيعني ضمان اجتماعي وخلاص، وال40 سنة اللي قدامه كأنه هو حكم عليه بالإعدام؟ المهم في الأمر على الشخص إيش كثر عنده طموح، إيش كثر عنده شغف، إيش كثر عنده رغبة بالتطوير الذاتي، يقرأ في أي مجال يتطور. يعني مجال المصارف والبنوك والى آخره صحيح أنه متخصص، بس أنت ما تبين آلة في نهاية المطاف، تبي إنسان واعي للي حواليه، يقدر يعني شلون يبدع، شلون يكون قائد. يعني الناس يقدر يحصل له وظيفة لكن ما هو مضمون له أنه يتطور. الناس يعتقدون أن التطوير أنه بيتطور بس بعدد السنوات اللي يقضيها في الشغلة. لا، ياما ناس، احنا عندنا ناس في السنترال بانك وصلوا إلى مناصب قيادية وهم يعني ما عندهم سنوات طويلة. فالمقصود في الموضوع أن كثير من المستقبل الشخص هو اللي يحدده،
يصنع مستقبل الواحد
بشخصيته، برغبته، بطموحه. اللي أنا يضايقني لما تشوف أشخاص في بداية حياتهم ما عنده طموح، ما يدري شو بيسوي في حياته. هني اللي يخلي الواحد يعني يقول هذه كيف بتتطور، كيف يعتمد عليه. لكن الشخص اللي بيتعب على روحه والشيء اللي ما بيعرفه بيسأل عنه، بيقرأ عنه. احنا الآن يعني اللي أنا سامحوني أن أنا أحرص على أن أسمع مثل هاي الأمور، لأن مهم أن احنا بالنسبة لنا الجيل القادم يعني لازم يكون على السكة الصحيحة للمستقبل، لأن هم اللي بيديرون الأشغال في المستقبل. يعني الإنسان عشان يتطور لازم يكون مع الوقت يصير فيه يعني ينضج، ولما ينضج لازم يكون عنده قدرة بأنه هو يأخذ القرار الصحيح، يتأقلم مع الواقع اللي حواليه بشكل سليم. وهذه ما بي كذي، يعني ما بيقرأ في كتاب.
بالفعل.
هذه بالتجربة وبالممارسة يعني بيفتح عقله للمعلومات الجديدة، بالتعليم المستمر، بالقراءة المستمرة، بالشخصية المنفتحة الإيجابية. يعني هذه الأشياء اللي توصل الإنسان بأنه هو يبرز في وسطه، وبالتالي يقولون له والله أنت تستاهل أن أنت تصير أو أنت تصيرين في موقع قيادي، وهكذا. يعني هذه هي الحياة. يعني وأنتم لما الواحد يقرأ عن كل الشخصيات اللي برزت سواء في الاقتصاد أو الصناعة أو شيء، يعني ما يخرجون عن هذه المتطلبات. يعني ما في شيء، يعني ما في شيء على ما يقولون أشياء خارقة للعلم وللذكاء والى اخره، كلها اشياء تبدي بالانسان وتنتهي به.
بالفعل. شكرا لك سعادة المحافظ. يمكن
مريم، بس اذا ممكن اضيف نقطه على يسمونه على مداخله سعاده المحافظ محمد. طبعا كفى ووفى حق الستودنتس اللي يسالون اذا في امكانيه اذا هم يدشون او they do go through the recruitment من غير خبرات عمليه. I want to assure you that يعني most of our targets they are fresh graduates straight away من الجامعة to Central Bank of Bahrain. ولكن during our process we have an assessment that we conduct for them in order to have a benchmark and the skills that we at Central Bank of Bahrain are required. So once they are up to that standard, they can enter to Central Bank of Bahrain without أي خبرة عملية، يعني كأرقام سنة وسنتين. And then احنا نحتضنهم كCentral Bank of Bahrain. We will enroll them, as we mentioned in the slides, in the training, the right training program that they need to perform the tasks and jobs in a better way. Back to that question, yes, they are more than welcome to apply without السنوات الخبرة، ولكن الشغف هو الأهم شيء واللي لمحهم سعادة المحافظ. شكرا.
شكرا لك أخوي حسين. الأخت مريم الزيرة أو يمكن الأخت مريم التركي، هل من الممكن العمل في وظيفة غير تخصصي؟
I will take this question. طبعا we're in a platform اللي كل واحد قاعد يتحكي عن his own experience. I joined NBB وللأمانة أنا كان وايد بعيد عن تخصصي، والحمد لله يعني my colleagues can now يعني preach what I say إن تقدرون. It's all about نفس ما قال سعادة المحافظ your passion, what your passion is and your characteristics as a person. إذا أنت كشخص ما تقدر يعني ما عندك الطموح، ما عندك القابلية إنك تستمر، ما عندك القابلية والفضول، يعني أعقب على اللي قاله أبو محمد، بس بعد أنا بالنسبة لي الفضول لازم الواحد يكون curious عشان يطور من نفسه. إذا الواحد ما كان curious بيتم وين هو، بيتم مكانه. That's why you can definitely widen your scope. And بالنسبة لي يعني لا تخلي تخصصك أو اللي طاف أو اللي درسته يحدد مصيرك شنو المستقبل اللي بيجيك. بالعكس opportunities are always open and the door is always open for new opportunities. Definitely يعني you can follow whatever you desire and you think will be great at.
Thank you so much, Ms. Maryam. Moving on to KHCB, Ms. Fatima. Is it important to have a LinkedIn account as a fresh graduate?
I will answer from as a recruiter because I'm handling recruitment in my organization. For a fresh graduate, I rarely look through LinkedIn. Fresh graduates, we receive a lot of CVs through different channels. Sometimes even I target universities to get good CVs. But usually I go for LinkedIn for specialized roles which is difficult to receive CVs for. يعني مثلا technicals, IT, very technicals, IT security, risk management, هذين اللي محتاج يعني higher position. For fresh graduates, it's not a mistake يعني to have LinkedIn. But I would not go for LinkedIn for a fresh graduate.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Moving on to benefits, Mr. Khalid. If I have more than one job offer, what are the criteria of making a decision? Yani we're talking here from the perspective of a student itself, or the job seeker.
Yeah, there are many things that the candidate should look for. Getting an offer, getting two offers, it's not only about the package, the financial package. It is always about the environment and the chances that the candidate will get to develop himself. The environment is very important. They need to know who they are reporting to. They need to know how the environment, the overall environment of the organization is. They need to do some calculations as well for the package. If it suits their ambitions and it suits their skills and capabilities or not. Those are the main things that the candidate should look at while choosing the offers.
Thank you very much, Mr. Khalid. There was a question about الموظف المتميز. كانوا قالين ما هي مواصفات الموظف المتميز؟ طبعا there are a lot and already you've mentioned many. NBB mentioned to be adaptable, flexible, productive, eager to learn, positive attitudes, and to be initiative, to have these leadership skills. Communication is very important, especially for the the frontliners, I mean. Critical thinking is very important as well. So there were many questions. A lot of questions were repetitive. So I think we are good to end the session, but before we go and end this event, I'd like you to please spare a few minutes of your valuable time to evaluate this career fair.
سوري مريم، في سؤال إذا تسمحين لي أجاوب عليه، شفته في questions panel ولأنه it's touched my experience. كان في سؤال if I got two offers, job offers, which one I have to choose?
Yes.
Which criteria? First criteria, see the stability of the company. Which one is more stable? Then look at your passion. Last, look at the salary. يعني from my experience, I moved from a very stable organization من غير ذكر اسماء حق مؤسسة صغيرة. They offered me 50% increment. بس عقب سنتين الشركة اللي I moved in سكت. It was a mistake, life mistake. بس الحمد لله يعني I moved on. بس هاي my advice إن لا تشوفون بس المعاش. المعاش آخر شيء تشوفوه، خصوصاً إن أنتم في بداية حياتكم تشوفوا المكان اللي يعني if you have an offer from big organization, it's stable. هذه أهم شيء. وبعدين إن it suits your passion in the career. That's it.
Thank you very much. يعني فعلاً هاي الأمور مهمة. وأيضاً من المهم إن يعني the person knows exactly which company he's moving to, as Mr. Khalid has mentioned from benefits. Why do you want to work here? Why should we hire you? So these are also important points that our candidates hopefully they keep in mind whenever they seek a job opportunity. So, ladies and gentlemen, this wraps up our evening and concludes this event. I take this opportunity to thank His Excellency Professor Riyad Yousif Hamzah, President of the University of Bahrain, for his patronage. And on behalf of the University of Bahrain, I thank His Excellency Mr. Rasheed Mohammed Al Maraj, Governor of the Central Bank of Bahrain, our guest of honor, for his great support to this virtual fair. I would also like to thank our partners and distinguished presenters from the Central Bank of Bahrain, National Bank of Bahrain, Khaleeji Commercial Bank, and the Benefits Company for their cooperation with the University of Bahrain. I thank the organizers of this event, everyone who attended the virtual career fair, and all those who contributed in making it a success. May God help us linger this fruitful cooperation for the good of our nation to serve our beloved kingdom. Have a very good evening.